Lesson 93, Equations with Exponents. A quadratic equation is an equation that has a variable with an exponent of 2. So here's an example of a quadratic equation. X squared equals 25. Notice the variable x has an exponent of 2. Here's another example. Y equals 2x squared plus 6x plus 1. This has a variable x that has an exponent of 2. So this is also a quadratic equation. You can have up to 2 solutions. You may have 0, you may have 1, or you may have 2. Here's our first example with quadratic equations. 2x squared plus 7 equals 25. If you subtract 7 from both sides, you get 2x squared equals 18. If you divide by 2, we have our x squared equals 9. Now, if you take the square root of both sides, you have x equals plus or minus the square root of 9. So you have to include both the positive and the negative 3. Since negative 3 squared is 9, then you want to make sure you include that. This is example 1. Example 2. 9 divided by x equals x divided by 16. So we are going to cross multiply, and we get x squared equals 144. When you take the square root of both sides, you get x equals plus or minus 12. You want to not forget, so don't forget the plus minus sign. Make sure plus is on top, minus is underneath. One last example. Is a word problem. So we're going to be asked to arrange 49 tiles into a square. How many tiles should be on each side? Well, if S represents the side length, then we can say for the number of tiles, we can square the side length. We get 49. So we're going to take the square root of S squared. It's going to equal plus or minus the square root of 49. Or S equals plus or minus 7. Since we're talking about tiles, we can't have a side length of negative 7. So we're going to pick the positive one, 7 tiles. So sometimes on word problems you have to pick which answer you think goes best with the word problem. That's the end of the lesson.